Hi, I'm JJ the Life Coach, and today I want to examine where in your life you're being defensive and where in your life you're defending yourself. You know, we all have to defend ourselves sometimes. We have to tell people why we made a mistake or give our side of the story. But when we get defensive, the energy completely shifts to a place that's more frantic maybe, a place that's more desperate, a place that's out to prove you are right and what you did was justified. So the energy behind being defensive is very different than the energy in defending yourself. So for instance, back before I was a life coach, I owned a dance studio. And when I had my daughter, and she was a newborn, I was having a hard time getting to the dance studio, getting to my classes on time. And I would launch into this huge story about how, first my daughter, she had a blowout with her diaper, and then I got her all changed and she spit up, and then she was supposed to go down for a nap, but she didn't. So I would come to the studio telling everyone, I'm so sorry I'm late, but this happened, then this happened, then this happened, then this happened, then this happened. It's the same sort of frenetic, frantic, I couldn't help it mode as if I would have been very overt, shoving it in someone's face and saying, it's none of your business why I'm late, I own this studio, okay? They're showing up differently, but the energy is the same that's behind it. So what does it look like to defend yourself? Well, this was a huge step forward that I made. I think I was being life coached at the time. I'm not even sure if I'd hired my life coach at the time, but I realized that I was doing this and showing how guilty I was by providing this big, long explanation and story. I was just showing my guilt, And so I dug down. Why was I late? Why was I late? Now, yes, things happen that I couldn't account for, but the real truth was that I just wasn't budgeting my time right for having a newborn. I needed to allow more time for the blowout and the spit up and everything. And I just wasn't doing that yet. So then when I realized that, if I went to the studio, I started to budget more time, first of all. So it gave me a way to be proactive. I could say, this is the real problem. And I can be proactive about it and budget more time. But things still happen. So when I'd show up to the studio a little late, I would simply say, I'm sorry, I've got the newborn at home and I just didn't budget enough time. Period. That's it. So the energy there is very calm. I'm sorry, but it's my fault. I'm taking full responsibility for it, and I'm going to try to correct that in the future. And that's it. It wasn't this, oh my gosh, I have this horrible frenetic life and I can't even begin to tell you what's happened because this happened and this happened. It was just, you know what, I'm sorry, and here's what happened. So look in your life to where you are getting defensive. I have clients, and one of the reasons they hire a life coach is often to work on follow through. So they'll make a commitment to me, and sometimes they won't live up to that end of the commitment. Well, as a life coach, I'm just gonna, start to ask, you said you'd do this, what happened? If they start feeding me a long story with that frantic, frenetic energy, it's not that I'm going to pin them with guilt, because that's not what a life coach does, but I know there's somewhere down there that they're probably not taking responsibility. So I'm going to dig there and say, okay, what is the real issue here? Now, if they say to me, you know what, I simply didn't have time this week. It was a very busy week and I didn't have time. I'm going to say, okay. Well, how does your next week look? And do you have enough time this week, or do we need to work toward making more time in your week? So again, just a little tip. Where are you defensive? And where do you just simply defend yourself in a calm, cool manner? I'm JJ the Life Coach, and I hope to see you back again here at jjthelifecoach.com on my video blog soon. Thank you.